Hi guys, it's Sean here. Welcome back to another video. Today we will be breaking in this nice Miami Dick's Sporting Goods exclusive Rev1x by using the water dipping method. Alright, so the materials you will need to do this is obviously your glove, and then the mallet, a little cloth depending on what surface you're on just to protect the glove, and a bucket full of room temperature water. Usually you'd want it about 68 to 73 degrees. First step in this treatment is to dip it in the water. This is a very stiff glove. Usually the Rev1x's, they come pretty loose and soft, but for some reason the ones at Dick's Sporting Goods, I'm not sure what they do, but they're always a little stiffer. So the stiffer the glove, usually the longer you'll put in the water. The only thing is, the longer you put it in the water, the longer it will take to dry. So for this one, I'll just be putting it in for about 1 minute. Alright, so once you have all your materials and you know what to do, it's time to dip it in. So I will be dipping in this way. I'm not sure why, I just feel like I like it because it drains out that way. So I'll be putting it in for 30 seconds, taking it out, doing a little shimmy for like a couple seconds, and then dipping it back in for another 30 seconds. So you'll have your little timer on your phone, and you'll have your glove. I'll just put it in here for 30 seconds. Get a view over the glove. Alright, so now that it's been about 30 seconds, I'll just do a little shimmy. You don't need to do this, but I'll just do it just for the sake of it. And then you'll put it in for another 30 seconds. Alright, now that's been 30 seconds on each side. As you can feel or see, it is completely wet, and really you can it's very malleable, and you can really move it around to do whatever you want to with it. So I'm gonna just put on here and get part of this just because it's really soaking wet. Dry a little bit so I can at least like mallet it a little bit without it getting water all over me. Alright, now that I got most of the water off and it's not like dripping, I can sit it down, and there's two more main points you want to work with a glove. This is going to be an infielder's break-in, but it's a Rev1x, you can't really flare it because these long things and the fingers I'll cover with this, so it's pretty hard to flare. But you can try your best over time to kind of move it around to your liking. But because infield, we're gonna have it close thumb to ring and to hinge. So let's get started. So first thing is we're gonna work on this pinky hinge, which we will be able to do by rolling it over like this, and then getting our mallet and smacking up and down this area of the glove. By doing this, it will allow you to close like that. It's to work on the pinky, so pinky can close, but for two hinges, we'll also do the same thing with the thumb, so it closes with both fingers. So for the thumb, the same thing pretty much like that, because thumb to ring will kind of overlap it with the pinky, and just the same thing, just smash up and down the glove. These Dick's Sporting Goods Rev1x's can be pretty stiff, so it might take a little while to break these suckers in. However, if you get a normal one off the Rawlings website, it's probably going to be a little less stiff. And we'll do the same thing again. Alright, now that we have the two hinges developed, what we're going to want to do is work on the heel, which is this part. Rev1X's have a really stiff heel. That's what you mainly have to work against when you close the glove. So getting this looser is going to make it a lot easier. So what I'm going to do is get the mallet similar to like what I do with the thumb, but I'm going to move it around at the same time when I hit it to break in this heel. So, like this. Alright, and you'll just repeat that process with the heel and hinges a couple times. And then now up is the pocket, which this is what we're going to catch the ball, aka these two laces right here. So we're just going to want to smash right there, and then also once you're done with that, kind of like right here where the the middle finger and the ring finger, kind of the bottom of those, because when you field a ground ball, that's where you're going to catch it. So the little pocket at both of those places. So I'll work with the main pocket right now. By doing the water treatment, it's going to allow you to mallet the lever and stretch the lever a lot easier than using it free. Just doing it without the water, it will really stretch out the lever a lot more and make it a lot easier to form that pocket a lot quicker and break in the hinges a lot quicker. Obviously, you'll just do this a lot with that one, and I'll start with where you'll be catching the ground balls with, so right there. Just pound away with this glove. Just pound the middle, just make it even. And Rev1X's, especially this one, the 11.5, tend to have a pretty shallow pocket. So if you want to swallow the ball, you're going to want to have a pretty deep pocket, and you'll definitely need to close tune the pinky for a little while before the glove is really well broken in and it can swallow it while having one in the pinky. And then to work on with the rolling the fingers with this glove, because you can't really roll in the fingers, you're going to have to hit about where this lace is and hit kind of in, just to kind of get a small little roll on these fingers. So, just like this. By doing the hot water treatment or the water treatment, it makes it a lot easier to move and shape the glove. Same thing for all the fingers. Alright. Now that we've hit around the glove a lot, now what we'll do is kind of shape it. So because you can't flare it, I'm going to just kind of open up the glove a lot. Because if you can't flare it, you still want it open. So I'm going to kind of like that. Really try to keep it open. And do my best to roll these fingers in. Really open up that glove. There we go. That's what it looks like before it dries. So, and see you in the drying part.
2 days later.
Alright guys, so this glove is completely dried and it is pretty stiff, so you can only squeeze about that much right now. So we're gonna hit it with a mallet pretty much all around, and work on the hinges and everywhere, and it's actually pretty satisfying. It will just come on really quick and freaking really quick after you do this. This is last step. So I got this pinky one. I'll do this. I'll smash up and down that crease. Now work on the thumb. And I'll do fingers a little bit. Smash that in a bit. Webbing. Just all around this glove. Just do a little bit of these. All right, and now, just after that, now the glove is perfect. So this is the final of the glove. So it's a Rev1x, so you can't flare it. So the fingers are straight, but I've been trying to kind of push it out so it's still wide open. And I've been just trying to curl these fingers in a bit. Even though it's probably not going to curl, it may make a teeny difference. I'm not sure. And then we're at 2 in the pinky. So just like that. And have a medium depth pocket. I like you just barely swallow the ball a little bit. Maybe like this kinda. And there you go. So here is how the glove looks after the end of the break-in. See y'all in the next video. Bye.